Hello everyone, I'm Anas Hamoud and I'm part of the Microfinance group. What can $10 do for you? Here in Ithaca, that means 2 cups of coffee from CTB. But let's take a look around the world for the impact $10 can make. We'll head over to Nepal to see the story of Gun Kashari. Now Gun was a very poor woman working as a street hawker selling goods and bags on the streets of Nepal. She and her husband couldn't afford corn, the most staple good in the country. And unfortunately, her story isn't unique. If you look at the world's population, over 60% of people live under $2 a day, and these people often lack access to commercial services. 1 out of 2 children growing up today in the world live in poverty, and these children lack access to nutrition, healthcare, or education. What we can see around the world is, as a result, 25,000 people will die every single day from hunger. That means by the time this talk will be over, 112 other people would be gone. For the longest time, non-governmental organizations have tried to find a way to combat this issue of poverty. So in 1982, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, a professor in Bangladesh, came up with a new program. It's called Microfinance. He started off by issuing a loan of $27 to 42 people. That might not be significant, but it's enough to make great change in their lives. This loan was issued as a group loan. So these people applied for it collectively and paid it back collectively. And as a result, they had this sort of pressure to pay it back all, because if one person defaulted, the rest of the group members would have to pay the rest. One of the biggest advantages to his method is that it required no collateral. And for the most part, these people who often wanted these services couldn't get them from a commercial bank because they didn't have enough assets to put up for collateral. Muhammad Yunus enjoyed great success with his repayment rates. He achieved a repayment rate of 95%. Compare that to the 70% that we see in commercial banks throughout the world. Out of those who were taken out of poverty through these microloans, 95% of them were able to stay out of poverty and continue to thrive in their businesses. Not only did Grameen Bank invest in these microloans, they also invested in healthcare, in nutrition, education, and employment. If we look at El Salvador, we see the average weekly income of a person is $62. Now, if you look at the average weekly income of somebody who got a microloan through Finca, another microfinance group that operates in Central America, you see their income rises to $152 a week. That's a growth of nearly 145% in weekly income. In India, another microfinance institution has released statistics that say of those who take out these loans, 50% of them will remain out of poverty, or be taken out of poverty, and those who were in extreme conditions beforehand will be moved closer and closer to breaking that threshold. So what can you do? You can start by sacrificing those 2 cups of coffee from CTB or that large salad from Terrace, and actually reinvest that money in microloans. If you remember Gun Kashari, the Nepali woman, $132 was enough to take her family out of poverty, enough to start her own grocery store. And she repaid this loan of $10 a month for a year. So you can sort of see the significant impact that $10 bill can make around the world. You can start by going to kiva.com or any of the certified microfinance groups that make a difference. In a sense, you can actually have your cake and eat it too. You're not making a donation to these people. This isn't a handout. It's not a philanthropy. You're investing in them. You're ensuring that they can teach themselves have this entrepreneurial spirit to take themselves out of poverty and stay out of poverty. And this is the most effective way of doing it. So why would you sit around when you can make a change in the world? Thank you for your time.